All right, so as you guys know, last weekend, Fisch basically had one of the biggest comeback updates since pretty much the decline of the game. If you guys remember, the game at one point was dropping down to about 20,000, sometimes even 15,000 players. Now, since those times, last weekend was by far the biggest increase of players that the game has seen in quite some time. In total, there was 230,000 players, all online, not only enjoying the update, but also taking part in the admin abuse. Now, you guys are probably wondering how that's relevant to the title and thumbnail of this video, because if you guys know, I am currently using the Silly Fun Happy Rod. Before you go ahead and click off this video thinking that this is an unobtainable admin rod, I want to go ahead and clarify that this rod is very much obtainable, and it is probably by far one of the rarest in the entire game, because there is only a tiny little window for you to be able to obtain this. Now, of course, I'm going to show you guys why this is by far probably one of the coolest rods in the entire game. And I mean, bro, just take a look at these stats. We're talking about infinite lure speed, 250% luck, infinite control, infinite resilience, infinite max kg. And again, this is something that every single one of you, technically speaking, could have it. So let's give you guys the quick rundown here. As you guys know, every single Saturday, the updates go ahead and drop at give or take about 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As soon as that time goes ahead and drops, unlike in Grow a Garden where they do admin abuse an hour before, Fisch actually does their admin abuse during the first hour of when the update drops. This is extremely crucial information because the only way you can obtain this is if you are present during the admin abuse. Basically, there's a little admin abuse that the devs go ahead and actually push out to you guys, which allows you to catch a total of 15 random eggs. If you take a look here in my inventory, I have one called a bombastic egg. I actually have two of these. And I also have a puzzle egg. These are the eggs that we're specifically talking about, and they are labeled as special fish in the game. If you're able to collect all 15 of these and present them to the development team, you will be rewarded with the Silly Fun Happy Rod. Now, keep in mind, you have a very short window after the actual admin abuse in order to claim this. So I don't believe that you can go ahead and, reach out to a bunch of different people, collect all 15 eggs, and then later down the road do this. You have to wait until they do the admin abuse. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe a total of like 2 or 3 people actually got it this weekend that just passed, which is pretty cool, especially when you guys see just how crazy this rod is. I don't even want to hype it too much just because I feel like it speaks for itself. When I first got my hands on it, because I did ask for permission to go ahead and give it to myself, I genuinely just kind of went into it as like any other rod. I was like, oh, well, let's fish really quick and see what the special ability on this is, right? It must be really cool. I mean, it's an interesting, sort of rod here. And I was like, oh, look, the bar is yellow. I don't have to click. And it's just instant. Right there, I just got a bunch of giant Atlantean Nessies, but at the bottom it says, just kidding, and it shows what you actually got. The rod is actually hilarious. It has like, I don't even know, like 5 or 6 different sort of like little special events that can happen while you're using it. It's completely random, so it's not like they're in order, but some of them are hilarious. Imagine I had just gotten on with this rod, I fished for the first time, and I caught all of those Nessies. For a second, I was tweaking. I honestly was. I was like, dude, this is going to be insane if people have this rod. And then it took me a second to realize that it said just kidding at the bottom, and I actually caught a completely different fish. Now, I am going to turn my in-game audio here because if you guys can hear, this is also the music that plays. So yeah, it's kind of funny. I'm gonna see if we can get some more of these sort of special events to happen. There's a couple of other random ones that sort of like spin your screen around and stuff like that. Watch. There's also even a jump scare. It's kind of funny. Oh, right here, look. I gotta keep it. Okay, well, never mind. It basically does like this zoom in, and it turns your bar super duper tiny, and you basically have to keep it in the center. I personally haven't been able to successfully do it, but you know how my history is with that. Look at this, dude. It's just like, it's jumping around everywhere. I don't know, dude. This is like by far the coolest rod in the entire game. Look at these. All of these really funny and cool animations that it has. And then, of course, it has the overall kind of like, jump scare that honestly caught me the most off guard. I want to see if that sort of pops up here, but look at this, dude. For some reason, we keep getting the Nessie one. Oh, there it is right there. That actually scared me that time. But yeah, it's so many different sort of like little variants. It's such a great... Oh. Man, I could never get that. But yeah, it's such a great like trolling rod, but also at the same time, it's such an entertaining way of being able to like actually fish by getting all of these variety of different sort of like special events that can happen. This was gonna be the jump scare. I knew it. I absolutely knew it. Oh, no, bro, that was my moment. I really want to see what happens when you actually catch it. Now, obviously, the spinning ones are kind of just like sort of cool, I guess. Nothing really too crazy there. Now, to my knowledge, I do believe that there is some that are more rare than other ones. There's one that I got that I haven't really gotten ever again, but honestly, I'm not entirely too sure just how likely it is. Dude, I've gotten this jump scare like 4 times in a row now. Oh, come on. No, bro, I want to successfully do that so bad. Honestly, that one where it zooms in and you have to keep it in the center is probably one of the more rare ones, but I don't know, man. As soon as I saw this, I knew that I needed to show it to you guys, especially since I know that a lot of people were sort of asking during the weekend what rod they were giving out for the egg hunt. If you were in my live stream, you probably know that I asked Nick during the live stream if I could showcase the rod. Unfortunately, there was a lot of things going on and I wasn't able to get an answer in time. By the time that I did get an answer, I had already ended my stream. But he did say that I was totally okay to be able to showcase this. So I figured, why not? Let's go ahead and show it to you guys. So that way, for this major update, if they decide to go ahead and do this event again, you guys can take full-on advantage and pretty much take it very, very serious for the egg hunt so you can get your hands on this extremely exclusive rod. Now, with that being all said, and also speaking about this weekend very briefly, I do want to also go ahead and throw in a little bit of a teaser that I've seen around from you guys messaging me based off of events or sort of like announcements that have been sent out in game. So if you weren't online, you probably didn't see these. But it pertains to obviously this weekend's update being the 20th of September and also being one of Fisch's major updates. Now, of course, we haven't really gotten too much information about this besides the fact that we know that it's on Saturday, but a lot of you have been messaging me, especially since I made my last video where I showed you guys all of the secret rooms, about a room that you guys found inside of Brine Pool, specifically right down over here. You guys will see this little area right down here. I don't even know if I can actually make it with, okay, never mind. As I was saying before, I don't actually think that you can get down there right now. But what is kind of interesting is what the developers have been pretty much saying over the announcements, as I mentioned before. As you guys know, the brine pool is located inside of an area called Desolate Deep. It's an area that's sort of for the most part been abandoned, just mainly because it is at this point kind of just like, you know, old content, unless you're going for maybe like a trident. But as you can see right here, this image was sent to me by one of you guys, and it shows that an announcement was made saying Desolate Deep has something coming. On top of that, another one of you guys also sent me a DM of another screenshot that was an announcement that says, be ready for the Luminescent Cavern update. I mean, man, this is kind of exciting. I look forward to hopefully seeing something done here in Desolate. Arguably, for a very, very long time, the Desolate Deep update was everyone's pretty much favorite update for a really, really long time. There was just sort of like so many different aspects to this update that were entertaining, besides being able to find the trident, as well as the chase to being able to actually open up the shrine. You also had the Spectral Serpent, which was an insanely difficult fish to get back then, with the limited amount of rods that we had, and just how rare it was for it to actually spawn. Some people could be in here for 4 hours and get a Spectral Serpent. Some people could be in here for 4 minutes, and there was other people that had been in here for 4 or 6 days trying to get it and still was not lucky. Now, I know I just showed you guys sort of like the brine pool area and that little portal that's in the bottom. That's basically just kind of like a theory that I've seen a lot of you sort of bring up, especially those of you that saw the announcement. But honestly, my theory is something completely different. It still has to do with Desolate Deep, because if you guys notice, right now we are sort of in that travel area where you make your way up to the area where the brine pool is right over there. If instead of making that left and going up to over there, you make a right instead, there is basically this little guy right here that's holding on to a chain that has a mine. But right next to it, there is now a crack on this wall right here. If you angle yourself correctly using shift lock, you can see that there is some sort of like a tunnel back there. So I mean, if you really think about it, that probably has more of a connection to luminescent caverns than the brine pool, but I don't know, man. Let me know in the comment section which one seems more likely to you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It's sort of like a mixture between me showing you guys this really cool rod that hopefully you're able to get your hands on, but I also did want to stick a little bit of information about the upcoming update for those of you that stick around for the entire video. With that being said, if you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.